The anime starts with a restaurant bustling with patrons, yet it quickly becomes apparent that this is no ordinary dining experience, it's an auction, with slaves as the items on offer. As bidding commences for a striking girl with silver hair, she doesn't appear as a mere item. She produces a key, using it to liberate herself, and swiftly brandishes a weapon against her would-be buyers. Unexpectedly, a maid in the waiting area reveals herself as an ally, displaying her adept assassination abilities to dispatch the guards. However, in the hallway, Daya's rampage is halted by a man revealing magical powers. Just in time, her companion, Tart, comes to her aid. As they find themselves cornered, Tart provides Daya the time to chant a spell, decimating the venue. Outside, Ma stands watch with their leader, Luck, ready to oversee the aftermath. As the establishment's owner attempts to flee, she's intercepted and taken down by Lug. Transitioning to a contemporary setting, we follow a man executing an assassination with a female accomplice. When she inquires why not eliminate the whole gang, he stresses the importance of adhering to specific instructions. As they make their exit, they realize they're being trailed, prompting a high-speed chase. Gunshots are exchanged, leading to their vehicle's detonation. But this explosion was anticipated. They'd abandoned the car during the chase. Once safe, the man confesses his lifelong devotion to the assassin's craft and reveals that he's mentoring the woman upon directives. She defensively claims she's no amateur, to which he responds by aiming a gun at her, a gun she soon realizes was discreetly taken from her. He chastises her, noting that only a rookie would allow even a trusted partner to snatch her weapon. As they settle in, she brandishes the gun to intimidate him. Unfazed, he reveals he emptied its chamber, something she'd overlooked. The next day, the command congratulates him on a successful final mission before his planned retirement, providing him with counterfeit passports and plane tickets. Mid-flight, turbulence hints at a hijacking. However, he quickly realizes it's an assassination attempt on him. Taking charge in the cockpit, he spots an incoming fighter jet that launches missiles, obliterating the plane. In his final moments, he's transported to a different dimension. There, a goddess informs him of his impending reincarnation into a fantastical realm. He's given a choice: retain his memories in return for a mission, to eliminate a hero destined to destroy this world 18 years post-reincarnation, when the hero is merely 16. After choosing from an array of offered skills, he's reincarnated into the esteemed Two-Theta family, named Love by his father, who designates him the Hare. A determined 7-year-old Love is already training in the wilderness. He insists on preparing the rabbits he hunts, aiming for a diet influenced by his past life's knowledge. Subsequently, in a clandestine chamber, his father meticulously examines his physique, a ritual in their lineage. They are renowned healers in public, but covertly, they are assassins serving the royals to penalize treacherous nobles. Following the evaluation, Lo undergoes a specialized family eye surgery, granting him superior vision, the ability to perceive mana, and nocturnal sight. Post-surgery, his affectionate mother tends to him. Though her demeanor tires him, he tolerates it. Once his bandages are off, his enhanced sight allows him panoramic views of their expansive domain and distant figures. Later, Love, disguised as a girl, eagerly awaits the arrival of his new magic tutor. Upon her arrival, as per tradition, he is taken aback to discover his instructor is but a child. She speculates whether Lug might be too young to undertake training, but his father vouches for his exceptional nature. Observing Lug's skepticism due to her young age, she seeks to make an impression by displaying an advanced magic spell. Introducing herself as Daya Vicon, she notifies Lug of a 2-week training tenure. Handing him a far stone, a device to store mana, she instructs him to channel his mana into it. To her astonishment, the stone starts to radiate intensely as Lug pours in an excessive amount of mana, causing it to fracture. In a panic, she instructs him to discard it, and moments later it detonates, leaving a massive crater. Rushing to the site, Cyan and Ezri anticipate reprimanding Daya, assuming she was responsible. However, learning it was Lug's prodigious mana capacity that triggered the explosion, they beam with pride over his remarkable prowess. A subsequent day, using a new far stone, Daya conducts an attribute test. With Lug channeling his mana, the stone responds to fire, then water, followed by earth, and even wind. To Daya's astonishment, Lug possesses a rare affinity for all 4 elements. Under Daya's tutelage, Lug dives deep into mana exercises. Engulfed in this experience, a novel incantation materializes in his mind. But when prompted by Daya to articulate it, he fumbles with the phrasing. Demonstrating an example spell, Lug attempts to mimic her, albeit imperfectly due to his unfamiliarity with the terminology. As he refines his technique, Daya lauds his progress. On Lug's suggestion, he tries a spell dictated by Daya. The success of this experiment allows them to discern subtle nuances between spells. Armed with their newfound insights, Lug suggests to Daya a spell to materialize gold. When she attempts the incantation, it drains her energy, leaving her exhausted. Undeterred, Lug gives it a try and manages to accomplish the feat. Progressing further, Lug conjures a magical rifle, which Daya is also able to replicate through the spells he documents. His next creation, a magic-powered cannon, discharges with such force that it leaves Daya aghast. As night approaches, Daya sadly discloses that their fortnight of training is drawing to a close. In a gesture of appreciation, Lug crafts a unique alloy blade, bestowing it upon Daya as a token of their bond. Gratefully, Daya reciprocates, gifting him her treasured magic gem. Subsequently, Lug's father, Xian, escorts him to a prison, imparting lessons on the grim task of assassination. They proceed to a chamber where Lug confronts a prisoner, slated to be his inaugural Kíll. The captive pleads for mercy, but Xian recounts her transgressions. When her entreaties are countered with a minor wound from Lug, her demeanor shifts to fury. Lug, unfazed, dispatches her. Elsewhere, the forsaken child lies on the brink of exhaustion, having been deserted by her impoverished family. Her feeble state attracts a wolf pack. In town, Lug and his parents engage with their subjects. Concurrently, Lug is on a quest to identify individuals possessing potent mana energy. Although he initially discovers only an elderly man, he broadens his search for a proficient magical aid. Weeks later, during a hunting expedition, Lug stumbles upon the same wolves now encircling the abandoned girl. Without hesitation, he intervenes, eliminating the threats with precision. Observing her malnourished state, he offers her sustenance. They strike a pact. Lug will provide for her, and in return, she commits to aiding him in his endeavors. The grateful girl introduces herself as Tart. Welcomed by Lug, they form a bond. Meanwhile, revelations emerge that the goddess had previously dispatched an elite force, reincarnated to thwart the hero. Yet, upon her review, this champion has devolved into an introvert, showing no inclination for combat. Fast forward a few years, and Tart is found diligently serving Lug, now a 12-year-old, as her devoted protector. In their designated training area, Tart disrobes for Lug's assessment as she demonstrates the various combat stances he has taught her. Through his guidance, she has evolved into an impeccable aid tailored for his needs. Lug identifies her sole limitation. Her proficiency lies solely with the spear. She makes an attempt to wield a knife, but her lack of aptitude is evident. Acknowledging her shortcoming, Lug magically crafts a collapsible spear tailored for her. This enhancement substantially amplifies her combat prowess. Drawing inspiration from the stone gifted by Daya, Lug commences collecting far stones imbued with mana, envisioning them as future ornaments. In due course, Xian informs Lug of his impending final assessment to attain recognition as a master assassin. This rigorous test entails a duel with Xian in the dense woods. Their confrontation ensues with fervor. In the heat of battle, Xian severely damages Lug's leg, compelling him to withdraw momentarily for recuperation. Despite possessing the cumulative assassination prowess from 2 lifetimes, Lug finds himself ensnared by Xian's strategic ruse. However, this tactic merely serves as a distraction for a stealthy ambush, which Lug narrowly evades. The skirmish persists, with their weapons clashing fervently. Xian tactically vanishes into the woodland's cover, prompting Lug to lure him out. Xian's subsequent attacks, orchestrated from varying angles, are expertly anticipated by Lug. Eventually, as Xian descends with an overhead strike, Lug's superior strategy culminates in his triumph. Following this rigorous assessment, Xian embarks on a series of assassination missions with Lug as his companion. Together, they discreetly eliminate a series of noblemen through diverse methodologies. Progressing in his training, Lug learns that the next phase entails adopting a fabricated identity as a merchant, providing access to the elite circles. This persona, Elig Balor, positions him as the scion of the esteemed Balor trading lineage. This immersion lasts for 2 years. During a familial gathering, Rana, a member of the extended family, expresses his dissent regarding the young Lug's impending ascendancy as the family patriarch. Asserting his superiority, Rana challenges Lug. To quell the dissent, Xian brokers a deal. Rana would concede and respect Lug's position if bested in a duel. When the competition starts, Lug effortlessly outsmarts Rana, proving his superior skills. Although the contest has concluded, Rana, feeling outdone, challenges Lug once more. Lug tactfully sidesteps, making Rana stumble. Outside to soothe Rana's pride, Lug reveals that he once outperformed his father in a similar contest. Offering an olive branch, he presents Rana with a symbolic sword, suggesting that they join forces for future endeavors. Now adopting the identity of Elig Balor and accompanied by Tart, Lug resides in Miltu, altering his appearance with a change in hair color. In town, a girl named Maha and her friends serve as tour guides to make ends meet. An unexpected rainstorm forces them to find shelter, affecting their earnings for the day. While they shelter, a group of men attempt to round them up. Maha cleverly uses her mana to make an escape route, but despite her best efforts, they are all taken to an orphanage managed by a man named Torin. Within its walls, they are introduced to other children, provided with basic necessities and assigned various chores. A nobleman visits the orphanage and, after a brief exchange with the staff, takes an interest in Maha's friend Naifa. Following this, the girls are often escorted out of the orphanage for unknown purposes, causing a great deal of stress. One evening, feeling overwhelmed, Knowing isolates herself to cope with her emotions. As time progresses, Maha overhears discussions about her future role in the orphanage. Distressed, she flees to a remote location, contemplating her next steps, only to be found by Lug. The girls are introduced to Lug, who is visiting under the guise of Elig Bolor. Lug expresses his intention to support Maha. After negotiating with Torin, it's agreed that Lug will return for her in 3 days. On one fateful evening, as Torin takes Maha on an outing, she seizes an opportunity to escape. Torin's aide pursues, attempting to harness mana to restrain her. In the nick of time, Lug intervenes. A flustered Torin directs his aide to bring both Maha and Lug back, but Lug calmly dissuades the man, ensuring Maha's safety. Lug takes a bold step, confronting Torin with a stern warning. A few days later, Mr. Bolor, who plays the role of Lug's fictitious father, gifts him a shop to embark on his merchant journey. At home, Lug is served dinner by Tardan and May, whom he's embraced as his sister. Over the meal, he shares his intentions to trade in cosmetics and sweets, products he believes will resonate with an ability. He later discloses these plans to his assumed parents. Although Mrs. Baylor initially holds reservations about Lug due to the belief he's an illegitimate child, her opinion shifts when Lug introduces her to a new cosmetic product, a moisturizer. After trying it, she's impressed by how it enhances her makeup application and endorses the product. Within days, the cosmetic shop, christened Orna, opens its doors. The moisturizer proves a hit, drawing in many customers. Recognizing a need for more hands, Lug enlists the help of Mez's friends as shop attendants. One evening, anticipating trouble from competing businesses, Lug prepares for possible assailants. However, Mez gets ahead of him. Together, they interrogate an infiltrator until he yields vital information. Subsequently, Lug pays a visit to Daya at her mansion. They spend the day conjuring and recording spells, reveling in each other's company. As he unwinds near his shop, Lug reflects on the impending end of his tenure as Elig Bolor. His integration into the elite circle has been a triumph, largely due to his thriving cosmetic venture. Eventually, he entrusts the business's management to May, promoting her to assistant manager. The staff, in a show of appreciation, present him with a farewell gift. As Lug and Tart journey back home, Lug perceives a looming threat outside their carriage. They're ambushed by wolf-like creatures. Directing fellow travelers to take cover, Tart springs into action. With precision, she fells one beast and harnesses wind magic to vanquish another. The last, in a bid to flee, is taken down by her hurled spear. Reflecting on the skirmish, Lug predicts the imminent arrival of a hero given the increasing monster sightings. Upon reaching his residence, he's warmly greeted by his affectionate mother. Upon encountering his father in his study, Lug confides his aspiration to wed Daya. His declaration is met with his father's surprised laughter. Soon after, Lug is entrusted with a solo mission, the elimination of a notorious count, marking his debut as an accomplished assassin. At home, it provides intel on the target, pinpointing him as the mastermind behind the illicit distribution of a potent drug, Vizine. Subsequently, an invitation to a party hosted by the target arrives. At the event, the ladies are abuzz with excitement over Lug's new product. Capitalizing on his merchant persona, Lug interacts with the Count, who becomes fond of him due to the happiness Lug's products bring to his wife. A few days on, Lug, with Tart and Tao, approaches the Count's mansion, intent on executing the mission. Leveraging his enhanced vision and a rifle, Lug takes aim and eliminates the Count from a distance. Later, Mare shares her discovery of the divine treasure Lug had sought, a magical spear named G-Bok. However, the spear is in possession of Setni Magnus, reputedly the hero. Additionally, she unveils that a civil conflict has erupted in Daya's kingdom, compelling her family to partake in the warfare. Alarmingly, the hero stands with the opposition. Visiting Daya the subsequent day, she exhibits resilience, assuring Lug of her safety. Electing to spend quality time together, Daya alters her hair color to mirror Lug's. During their luncheon, she compliments Lug's culinary skills, asserting it surpasses the restaurant's fare. Post-date, Lug learns that the townsfolk are actually soldiers staging a farewell act for Daya as she prepares for battle. Upon Lug's return home, he discovers Cyan tending to a wounded individual. Cyan discloses the man's identity as their employer. Lug's astonishment is palpable when he learns the assignment's target, Daya the Cone. Despite his initial shock, Cyan allows Lug the choice to decline. Pressed for details, Cyan reveals the political intrigues behind their involvement in foreign politics. With House Viscount defeated, Daya has become a sought-after figure due to her noble lineage and arcane prowess. Daya consents to this maneuver to mitigate further conflicts. However, a resistance force emerges from her town's populace. The true instigator behind the mission is Daya's father, who envisions a ruse where Lug feigns Daya's demise to ensure her safety. Committed to the task, Lug, aided halfway by Tart using her mana for transportation, embarks on his mission. As Tart's mana reserves dwindle, causing her wind magic to dissipate, a distraught Lug advances alone, leaving an emotional Tart behind. Arriving at the battleground, Lug perceives the Vicon mansion besieged by overwhelming enemy numbers. Analyzing the scenario, Lug strategically targets the adversary commanders. In retaliation, the foe deploys arrows tipped with far stones, prompting powerful detonations from Lug. At the opposition's base, Lug's actions invigorate the Vicon troops, prompting them to retaliate with renewed vigor. Using sound-based detection, Lug finds a pathway to enter the mansion. Once inside, he reunites with Daya. Subsequently, Daya's father, introduced as Dimmer Vicon, joins them to strategize their next steps. As part of their plan, Lug sets up a body resembling Daya to simulate her demise. He instructs her to yell from a window prior to enacting the scheme. However, as Daya positions herself at the window, Lug senses impending peril. A weapon named Jibble is launched, causing chaos on the battlefield. With mere moments to spare, Lug manages to shield Daya from harm. Spotting the hero with an abundant reservoir of mana, Lug quickly assembles a cannon and shoots it towards him. While the resultant explosion is colossal, the hero emerges, seemingly unscathed and eager for more action. Powering up his Berserk ability, which amplifies his formidable strength, the hero proposes a one-on-one showdown, vowing not to harm others in return. Although Daya is anxious for Lug, he clarifies that he'll combat as an assassin, not as a knight. Together with Dimmer, Lug sets the terms of the duel, making the hero vow to retreat with his troops if defeated. As the final showdown looms, Lug engages the hero in light conversation, stalling for time. Signaling the commencement of their duel with the fall of a tossed coin, Lug unveils his masterstroke, a pre-planned missile from space guided by the coin. The resulting explosion is monumental, with Lug being the orchestrator. Following this climactic battle, Lug returns home, Daya by his side, signaling the conclusion of the Anon. For viewers enjoying the content, don't hesitate to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and ensure the notification bell is active to stay updated with future releases. Until the next episode, stay safe.